Oh no, this is not a good way to start the live stream. The problem is when you try and go like live on YouTube and shit. There we go. It just does this like black and white screen, and you can't really see very well. Well, people, I do apologize about the mess. This place did just get absolutely trashed within a few moments of Christmas Day. So yeah, no, that happened. Anyway, so welcome everyone to this live stream. Yes, it is a story. Yes, I suppose it does consist of somewhat drama, somewhat of stories, and really like something that happened in the last couple of days that I really don't know what to think of. But anyway, here goes. We're going to do this and we're going to chat about this. So, this live stream is entitled He is in the Jailhouse. And this will all make sense as I go on with this story. I do apologize about the banging outside. That is my new wind chimes that are absolutely going mental in this windy day, smashing against the side of the trailer. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this and let's start chatting away. First off, I think I'm going to roll myself a cigarette because this is a little bit insane. So, you all remember Connor. I am going to use names now because it's all over the news, everything like that. You all remember Connor, who starred in the film. Um, in fact, he starred in several films. He starred in some Dawn on the Hill. He starred in some in The Last of Their Kind. He starred in some horror films. So yeah, he was sort of there, in the film set, and me and him got very, very close. Don't get him mixed up with Adam. Adam was in The Return of Tommy. Yeah, he played cousin James in The Return of Tommy. So please do not get those two mixed up. They are very different people. Um, but yeah, no, Connor was sort of on the movies and stuff like that. But Connor and I, we knew each other ever since we were teenagers, and he was the better one of two brothers. So his brother was someone who I met initially, and I went to college with his brother. And his brother was a little bit. I'm going to use the term dim. His brother was a little dim, and his brother was someone who I really solely, all of my heart, could not trust. Um, but I thought I could trust Connor. So as time went on, we all grew up, and the older brother went away because initially I was friends with the older brother, and then through the older brother I met Connor and all the rest of it. So yeah. As time went on, I got back into contact with Connor because Connor was only living like a couple of doors down from me at the time. And I thought, oh shit, fucking hey, there's Connor. So Connor and I began to get close again. We began to start hanging out and chilling out and all the rest of it. And then he sort of realized that I was still doing the movies, and so he got on board with the movies, he got on board with the music, he got on board with everything. Absolutely everything. He was a top guy. Well, I thought he was a top guy. Your discretion is advised. Smoking is bad for you, but I need one whilst talking about this. Um, and he always gave me this impression. Connor always gave me this impression that he was someone that I could trust. And then when Adam moved in, Adam became friends with Connor and quite close. And he wheedled his way into our little friendship circle that we had going on. Well, I say he wheedled, like he was a part of it. I can't really say he was outside and he came in and infiltrated us. He was a part of our friendship circle. He was part of the group. And we were creating, we were making music, where the channel was in its younger prime days, where movies were being released every week. Um, and then something happened. And basically, I got this message from Connor's girlfriend, who shall remain nameless. I got a message from Connor's girlfriend early in the morning saying she's got something to show me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, so I then opened up this message and started talking back and forth to her, and then she then proceeded to send me screenshots which she had taken off of Connor's phone, between the girl that I was with at the time and engaged to at the time and Connor. And they were very explicit messages. And he was basically having her behind my back. And I was none the fucking wiser. I was really fucking cross at this, and because of this, like a week later, I tried to look past it because my ex at the time was like trying to wheedle away and say, "Oh no, it was a moment of madness. Oh, I'm sorry." She tried to deny it. She tried to say it was fake. They were superimposed pictures, and I was saying, "No, no. Why would like Connor's girlfriend at the time go out of her way to superimpose pictures like this to break us up? It doesn't make any fucking sense. You're chatting bullshit." So, you know, a week later, I tried to look past it. I tried to think maybe it was a moment of madness, but you know what they say? Once a cheat, always a cheat. Couldn't look past it. So anyway, I just turned around to her one day after she come back from like a day at the beach with a couple of her mates. I turned round to her one day and I said, "Yo, get your shit and fuck off," But in a kind of bit more gentle terms than that. I still sort of had some empathy because she basically had some bad times with her dad and all of that, and so I did kind of have some empathy. But the long and short of it is get your shit and go. I can't deal with being with you anymore. She cried the crocodile tears, and within a day, apparently she got with someone else. 4 years with me. Within a day, she moved on. It took me Oh my god, it took me almost a year to move on. It took me almost a fucking year to move on. Rebound, it was 3 months, but a year to actually get into a relationship. Um, hmm. Anyway, so Connor at the time was giving it large. He was saying, because I was really fucking cross with the guy, as one would naturally be. I was fucking pissed. I turned around to his missus at the time and I said I can't be anywhere near him because he didn't even send me an apology message. I even opened up. I said, "Have you got something to tell me?" And he just like ghosted me and didn't want to talk to me. And then I find out from a few friends who all said the same thing, that he was giving it large, saying he was going to come and beat me up and stuff. My response was, "What fucking leg has he got to stand on to come and fucking beat me up?" I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what a dick! Like, he shags my girl at the fucking time, and then he's got the audacity to say he's gonna come and beat me up." I was like, "Fuck off!" So anyway, he's pulling out of the estate where I used to live at the time. I fucking raced down that fucking drive, and I fucking slammed my hands on the fucking car fucking bonnet, and he got something to fucking tell me, and he fucking fucks off real quick. Anyway, as time went on, um, I was looking for him. I'm not gonna lie, I was looking for him. I found like someone had said to me at this party that in this flat that he was upstairs. I was with all the bikers, everything like that, and I explained to them the story, and they said, "Let's go up and let's go and have him." So we all went up the stairs. And she's like, "Don't worry, nothing bad's gonna happen to you. We're just after one guy called Connor." And she goes, "Oh no, he scarpered like 5 minutes ago or something." And we were like, "Fuck, we missed him." Then after that, I thought, "Do you know what? I'm gonna leave it because I'm not gonna waste my time with someone who is that much of a snake and that much of like who's not fucking trustworthy in that sort of sense, and who can never have a good friend because he does that shit to his good friends. He's just gonna fuck himself up." So at that point, I completely released whatever was gonna happen to Karma. I said, "No, it's whatever's gonna happen. Karma will take care of it. I need to go on my own path, and I need to stop with the fucking grudges, and I need to pursue on and build my empire because I can't be holding these past fucking grudges." And that's a fucking lesson for a lot of people there. You can't hold past grudges. Past grudges will mess you up. They will screw you up, and hate is a nasty thing. Yeah, hate will eat away at you, and the only person that's gonna suffer when you're hating someone is you, not that other person. That other person's laughing. Well, not that he's laughing now, because 3 days ago, I received a message from someone. I'm not going to say who sent me this message, but someone who I'm very close with. I received a message from, and they said to me, "I've got something really important to tell you." Of course, having severe anxiety and depression, and hearing that voice, that they were like, "Oh my god, I need to show you something. It's really fucking, it's quite bad," or whatever. Words to those effects. I mean, he didn't say it was exactly bad, but that's what I assumed it to be. That it was something really bad. And anyway, so I'm ringing him. Fucking, what the fuck's going on? Like, and he, uh, he finally rings me back because he was in the shower or something, and he rings me back and he goes, "Yeah, check this out. What I'm going to send you." And he sends this shit to me, and it's this whole news article on Connor. Oh, what the fuck? Like, what the hell's this guy done? Like, so I'm reading through it. Not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna get done for paedophilia, and I will go into that later on. I'm not gonna say his second name. I'm not gonna show any news article. I'm not gonna do shit because you can't find out who someone is by their first name. You need a lot more information than that, and I am not going to give out that information because even though it's on the news, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about my story. I'm not gonna share too much with that shit. But anyway, he's got this whole news article on him. What the fuck? Anyway, so I was reading through it, and apparently he got himself, after he left the movies and our little friendship circle, he just went on a downhill slope. And even though I thought I was on a downhill slope, I went back up and I carried on building my empire. But he continued on that downhill slope. He continued on that downhill decline, and he was just getting himself mixed up with some bad people by the sounds of things. Anyway, through reading this news article, it turns out that he was involved with selling Class A drugs. Now, I'm not going to say what those Class A drugs were, but they were Class A. So you can kind of guess what they are. Quite the hardcore shit. We're not talking about a little bit of weed here. We're talking about much more. And he got part of this whole dealing chain. The worst thing is he made frank admissions and told everyone the names, how this operation worked, who was above him, who was below him. He told them everything. So he snitched. And trust me, when like I know a little bit about that world. I was more into the motorcycle club side of things, but like knowing that that's somewhat of the same world you got going on here, and it's always the same story, and that is that snitches get stitches. So I had this like bitterness, let's say, against Connor for what he did to me, but I kind of feel like, oh shit, he's really got himself in the shit now. Like, with me, I was just gonna fucking sock him a couple of times around the face and tell him that he was a shit brother and walk away. But what these guys will do to him is much worse, more than likely, through speculation. I don't know any inside knowledge. I don't know who these people are. I don't know their names. I don't know nothing. But I just know what from shit that I've heard what happens when people talk and give out names and make frank admissions and say all these things. It's not very good. Um, so, like I said, I'm just doing this through speculation, my own feelings on the matter, and this is what's going through my own head. That's not a very good thing. That's not a very good thing at all. So, I was talking to a couple of old mates of mine these past couple of days, talking about the situation. They might be watching, they might not be. I don't know. But just through talking to them, they're saying like, "Oh, we feel so sorry for him. Do you feel sorry for him, Josh?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, it's bad. Like, it's bad that he's done that. He's got himself involved with that. I feel bad for the guy for getting involved with that shit. But at the same time, if you do the crime, you do the time. And even though I'm friends with bikers, every which way, clubs, drifters, rockers, even some mods I'm friends with. And it. Yeah, I think the worst thing throughout all of that is him talking. I think that was the worst thing, and that makes me feel kind of like shit. You know, like I said, I have no inside knowledge. I don't know shit. I don't know who he got involved with. I don't know where he got involved with. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything. I'm just going on a public news article that is all over the web at the minute. I'm just doing a reaction to that in a sense, or my own thoughts, because you saw Connor in these productions, you saw what happened, and you guys know what happened because I've done that video on where have I been for the last 4 years, and I spoke about the situation that has happened. But I don't know. I just had this inkling I wanted to talk about this today in a live stream. I just, in a weird way, I kind of feel like justice has somewhat been served in a weird way. I'm not going to revel in it. I'm not going to say he deserves it. I'm not going to go fucking. I'm not going to speak some nasty, vindictive stuff on this live stream and say all these horrible things. But in a sense, I just kind of feel like maybe karma did have a role to play in it. Let's read some comments. I've been seeing a couple of people comment, so let's have a look because I have to swipe my phone like an absolute melon. Okie dokie. Chantal says, "Good day, mate. How are you?" Um, I am very good. Sorry, I was just reading the next comment before I reacted. And TJ says, "Was that Connor that was involved in the shooting years ago?" No, it was not. Not at all. I believe that he wasn't involved in anything like that. Nothing to that degree. But nah. In fact, TJ, what I will do is because you're in the local area, you know me personally, we've met face to face. What I will do is I will send you on Facebook the news article. But like I said, on YouTube, I'm not going to share anything because I'm not wanting to. I don't want people to be like hating on him. I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, let's go and give this guy some shit. I don't want that. I just want people to know really my thoughts on the matter. Let's just please don't stress too much, okay, mate, Chantel says, as it's not going to help you at all. Nah, it's not stress at all. T just says, okay, cool. No, Chantel, it's not any sort of stress at all, mate. It's just weird. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just weird how like some people take these pathways. Like in the motorcycle club world, there's a thing what's known as the prospect procedure, and I've spoken about this quite a lot of the time. And after observing and everything like that in the motorcycle club world, because I got a lot of friends who were in a club, and not going to say the name of the club, not going to speak too much on that, but I sort of observed how the prospects would come in and prove themselves. And I thought from that moment on, I was observing this. I thought I'm going to adopt that into my own life, but not to that degree. Not to like, oh yeah, you've got to clean my fucking toilet or whatever. But I would definitely sit there and not give out too much to a newcomer in my life. I would let them know piece by piece by piece. I wouldn't go up to them and say, "Oh, fuck me, I've got depression and anxiety." Yeah, fucking, or whatever. Unless I look at this channel, in which case they don't. But you don't trust someone too much in the first moment. So I learned that. TJ, I believe you just sent a long comment. Let's have a look at this. Have a look at this. At the end of the day, what goes around comes around. You have done the right thing and stayed well away from it. Continue to do that and don't get dragged back into it. The comment faded away. I didn't get that last little bit. Bad karma. Yes. Yeah. Well, it was nothing like Connor was nothing to do with any of the motorcycle stuff. In fact, nothing at all. He just became someone's runner. you know. And by the sounds of things, by the sounds of that news article, um, you know, and he, yeah, but no, I'm not involved in anything like that. Don't use stress. Don't use stress. I have always had the courage to say, nah, not for me. I've had offers. Oh, by fuck, I've had offers. Make a quick buck, you know, but it's not worth it. You know, it's not worth the shit. Because I got the courage and I got the fucking strength to say no. You know, even if it's an individual with like fucking who's quite menacing and shit like that. You know, say fucking no. You know, and that's another thing in like that sort of motorcycle world as well. Like, I'm not gonna say where I got those offers from. It wasn't anything to do with the club, but it was an offer through the journey that I was on. Um, and I got this offer, and one of the bikies were behind me, and they heard me say to this guy, "Fuck that! I'm not your fucking runner. Jog on." And they came up to me, they put their hand on my shoulder, they go, Tassels. That was my name, Tassel. You know, over this way. And he goes, good boy. And I was like, what do you mean, good boy? And he goes, good lad. You got the courage to say no. You got the courage to tell someone to fucking jog on, no matter how menacing they look. And I think maybe that's why they kept me around. But I don't know. Like, I'm not, I'm not what you call like a hard man. Like, I'm not a menacing guy. But you know what? I look out for me. I look out for my own, and I have the courage to say no. You know, I have the courage to say no. I'm not getting involved with that shit, and that will get you more respect. But through knowing Connor, through knowing how he was, he probably didn't have the courage to say no. You know, he probably just went, yeah, because he's a little suck up. But what can you do, eh? I'm going to go into something else about. Uh, no, in fact, I won't go into something else about that, actually. In fact, I'll leave that one out of it. I think I've spoken enough today about the subject. I'm not gonna go into too much. Chantel, TJ says Chantel, yes. Sorry. Trouble is Josh has got in with some wrong ones in the past through being too kind-hearted, but he's learnt and still is, thankfully. Always, Chantel says, always stand up for yourself. And if you feel that something doesn't feel right, let me get the comment back. It doesn't feel right, then just quite simply walk away. Yes, yeah, that's what I do. Well, I always tell someone that jog on, like, you know. And yeah, TJ, you are right. You are right. It's through this motorcycle stuff, and through hanging around with a club and still being friends with this club to this day, they have taught me so many valuable things about standing up for yourself, being a being a strong individual. And being a strong individual doesn't just mean that you've got big muscles and you're fucking walking down the street like can't walk through fucking doorways. Nah, being a strong individual is being strong mentally, like as well as physically, obviously, but like being strong mentally, not breaking under peer pressure or whatever. You know. Um, and at the end of the day, like I mean, yeah, I'm kind-hearted, I guess. Even though sometimes I sometimes think that's my downfall. Like I like I think, oh god, Josh, you're too fucking kind. Stop. But yeah, at the same time, you know, not that bad. You know, that could be worse. You know, that could be worse. Horrible people end up in the fucking gutters. Real individuals. They stay at the top. Fake always go. Fake always go. The amount of friends that I've had come and go because they've been fake, I couldn't even count on my fingers probably. But the amount of people that have sort of come to me and they're still involved in my life just tells me, yeah, they're real individuals. They are real individuals who have morals about them. They are trustworthy and all of that. So you know, in that sort of prospecty sense, they've gone through that prospect procedure of me with me, and they proved themselves to me. I have to say prospect procedure because, I mean, I talk about this in my book. I actually talk about because I've spoken to the club and I've sort of said, look, I learned a lot of lessons with you guys. I'd like to write about it. So in that book, in this book that I'm writing, you don't have the club names, you don't have anyone's real name, nothing like that. But you do have a lot of like lessons that I've learned. I won't speak about everything in that book because what they say is what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah, so I won't speak about everything, but a lot of lessons are in that book that I learned and things that have helped me out in life that they've taught me. Mm. Let's read some comments. Read some more comments. Come on then. Right. TJ says he's just a good lad. Never known him any different. Oh, TJ, mate, you're gonna break me heart. Oh God. Chantal says exactly. TJ says, haha, I met you when you were 14. Told you then I'd always be around. No, I wasn't 14. Nah, I was not 14. I was 16. Because I was friends with your son, wasn't I? And I popped up to I popped up to your house on my little A50cc little scooter. Little red thing, sound like a fucking strimmer. We had a conversation about bikes. I remember that. You were sat on your sofa, TJ, and we were just like talking for ages about bikes and how they played a role in my life so far. How they have played that role. You know, motorcycles are a part of me. They've always been like the opening, let's say, to adventure. It's always when you've got a motorcycle, right, and you're not one of these fucking let's go dressed up as fucking astronauts and oh yes, let's not go to bike meets, let's not go to rallies, let's not talk to the ruffian rapscallion lot. You know, then you'll actually find, like, if you're going to these rallies, if you're going to these meets, if you're going to these parties, everything like that, you're going on these rides, you're going on these road trips, you actually have this fast off life adventure, and it's a sense of freedom that not many people actually have in this day and age. I am looking for my tobacco. There it is. A sense of freedom that not many people have in this day and age. Everyone's always tied down to the system, and the system isn't something you can beat, but the system is for sure something you can ration. I'd say. I'm a good lad. I love that. Do you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that reputation. I'm happy with that. I've always tried to be kind to those who are kind to me. The problem is when I was kind to those that weren't kind to me. That's the lessons that I had to learn. That's the shit that I had to fucking stamp out. You know. Anyway, read some more comments, eh? Um, I've known Josh. Here we go, Chantel. I've known Josh, Chantel says, since 2010, ever since we were using the app called Zello, as well as a channel which I am the owner of. And I remember he was making movies and working at a friend of his at the time. TJ says, you liked the bikes back then, and we sorted yours a few times. Yeah. Yeah. Did indeed. So I'll reply to Chantel's comment. Yes, I remember. So how Chantel and myself met, I don't know if I've spoken about this on live streams, but I'll do it again if I haven't. How Chantel and me met was I was really bored one day, and this was flicking through the applications on my Android phone or whatever phone I had at the time, and this like walkie-talkie app came up called Zello, and I went onto it, and it was like people talking from all around the world, and I was like, what the fuck? And anyway, just started chinwagging with this Australian who is now Chantel, and we just formed up this friendship. And then Chantel introduced me to other Aussies that were down there, and then sort of built up a bit of a subscriber base for my channel down in the good old down under Australia. I'm terrible. No, my Chantal. I've always done it. I've had a couple of mates listen to my live streams, and they go, Why do you always go into an Australian accent when you talk to Chantel? And I'm just like, it's what I do. It is what I do. I just do it, you know. I just fucking do it. They're all like, that's a bit racist, isn't it? And I was like, no, it's really not. It's just an accent. I always do accents. Just when I'm talking to my Scottish mates as well, I always end up going, right, yo wee Willy Wanker. Like fucking just going into a Scottish accent. Terrible for it. Terrible. Mm. Let's read some comments. TJ says, obviously, I've read this one out before, but I'll read it again. TJ says, you liked the bikes back then, and we sorted yours a few times. Chantal says, haha. And we always bagging each other out. Lol. No, seriously, the subscriber base, and like, this is part of the reason why I didn't want to get rid of this channel. And yeah, even though I'm on the Chain Productions, you know, I still think like this channel is just fantastic, and I've grown it, and it just seems a bit of a shame to like try and start from scratch again. So, you know, I am sort of contemplating sat here now. You know, I said, oh, all the movies go on Chain Productions. You know, I don't know if it's just a moment of like nostalgia, but you know, I still, to be quite honest, how Chain Productions is going and how dead it is at the minute, I might just stick the music on Chain Productions, and I might just stick the movies back on here. We'll see how we get along. I do kind of miss the old times as well. Not gonna lie, I do miss um, just like having all that free time and just being able to just go, right, I'm going out today, gonna go out and film, gonna go out and film, you know. Now I'm in this new place, you know, can't just walk down the road to go and film anymore. It's more, well, to be fair, I am sort of out in the middle of nowhere, so probably could have like a few decent locations to go out and film. A bit more further north of Britain now than I was south. I'm a Yankee. Oh man, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Come on, phone, don't be a donkey all your life. Sweet. Uh, I remember. Oh wait, hang on. No, sorry, I'm skipping out TJ's comment here. TJ says, not meaning to put a down on things. Have you been on Facebook lately? TJ says, I have not, TJ. No, I have actually uninstalled Facebook to get away from social media as best as I could. But please do. I have got Messenger, so I've still got that, so you can still talk to me on Facebook, but I just haven't got like the application anymore. Chantel says, I remember when you were making movies and movies, I was always telling you to stop sticking your backside out from behind the tree and using your backside as target practice. Oh my god, yeah, no. I used to I used to yeah, well it's just you see, this is the thing with my acting. I sort of felt like I was a Thunderbird. If you look at my acting, you just scroll down to some of the movies that I've put back up and everything. You look at my acting, I'm like a Thunderbird, you know. I'm like, oh Parker, I'm so stiff. I need to be natural, flow more, you know. The characters I made were good, but my acting was just a little bit too not so not so flowy as it could be. Right. There is another comment. I did see it. Don't worry. I'm very good at reading my comments out. God forbid I get like 30,000 subscribers, let's say, and I have to read you 30,000 freaking comments. Be here all day. Um, okay, we lost you Christmas Eve. Oh, yes. I did see that, TJ. Yes, I saw that a few days ago. The funny thing was, well, it's nothing funny about the situation, but just weird, let's say, is that I was thinking about Stu actually. Not too many days before he passed away, which was weird because I had this inkling that I was like, I should go down to the town again and go and see him. Like, you know, just walk the streets, see if I can find him, maybe wish him a Merry Christmas or something. But then a few days later, found out that he passed away, and I was like, ah, damn. But for those of you that don't know, Stu was a lovely, lovely chap who I knew for a very decent portion of my life. I think many people did in the town. He was I think he was homeless. He hung around with like some like gypsies and some travelers who were lovely people. And I always used to stop. I always used to have a chin wag with him. I used to give him some money and some food and stuff like that. He was a great guy, you know. And we used to talk about all sorts, all sorts. You know, even with the troubles with my ex at the time. You know, I was actually sat there. I was talking to him, and he had like a lot of his friends around who also were homeless at the time, and they all welcomed me. And this is the last time I spoke to them. They all welcomed me, and they said, "Yeah, are you still with what's her face?" And I said, "What do you mean, what Kaylee?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh no, that ended real badly. That ended really, really badly." I told them about it, and the funny thing was, is like literally like 20 minutes later, she walked past us, and they all just like scowled at her. They didn't say anything, but they scowled at her, and it was like I don't know. It was just something about that I was like, wow, these guys are really like my friends. Like, not that I'd want anyone to like, you know, shout anything or be on my side or whatever, but it just sort of meant a lot that they had me emotionally. They had me, um, and I was really saddened actually to hear that Stu unfortunately had passed away. Um, but you know, I just kind of hope that he passed away peacefully in his sleep, and hope he didn't go through too much suffering. Um, but yeah, no, it's a shame. It really is a shame because it was actually Tasha that had told me that he passed away. Because she goes, oh, you know, she shows me the status, and I was very saddened by it, very very saddened. But yeah, I'm a Christian, so he's just with God now, and it's not the last time I'm going to see him. Or there is no last time because I will see him again. Hopefully, if I make it upstairs. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm not a very good Christian. I don't know. I might be. Um, he's back with Adrian and the others now. Bless him. Yes. Oh, Adrian. I was going to talk about Adrian a little bit then. Yeah. No, Adrian was mm, good guy. Good guy. Another one who I always used to stop for. But he was like more of a horse-drawn traveller. So he was like on a horse and cart, and he'd just go from to place to place to place. And I'd always know when it was Adrian, so I'd always recognise his horse, and I'd always stop. Like give him some water, some food, a little bit of money here, there. And he would always tell me off for doing it, Adrian would. He would always tell me off. He was always like, Josh, stop it. I'm like, what? He's like, stop being so nice. It's not funny. I don't need this. I'm fine. I'm like, just take it. Like, yeah, yeah. Then is the conversation Adrian and me had about God. Yeah, he's a strong believer in God too. Real strong believer. Yeah, no, he's great. Fucking hell. Having all these flashbacks now. It's mad where life takes you, isn't it? It really is mad where people end up, and you know the people that you meet along the way, and it's just one big journey when you think about it. It's quite overwhelming. Like that's one of the things that I spoke about. I speak about in my therapy as well. Like I speak about how overwhelming life can be. Like just look at it. The hell is this place? The hell is this? Like it's weird. Like how am I here? What caused me to be here? What's existence? You know, all these deep, really dangerous thoughts. You know, that will just drive you to insanity. TJ says Stu was with him a lot, but think it's going to be a big one as the town loved him. Yes, please can you message me when his funeral date is, because I will endeavour. In fact, there is no fucking ifs or buts. I will be down there, even if it falls on a work day. I'm gonna go down there. So yeah, no, I'll let me know when that is. I'll book it off work as soon as possible. Um, that's another funeral I've got to go to. Just goes to show, really. Just really appreciate people while they're here. Really appreciate people while they're still sucking air. You know, don't give like it's good to remember people. It's good to give them the appreciation when they're gone. But I do see a lot of people like literally giving no appreciation to anyone or making any effort to go and see anyone while they're alive. But when they're dead, it's like suddenly there's a lot of appreciation. There's like this, sort of, all these messages and everything. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit of a pessimistic like that, but don't fall into that. Always be there for someone, family, friends, because we are all on a stopwatch, and I don't know when that stopwatch is going to end. No one knows when that stopwatch is going to end. So always be there. Might have to rename this live stream. I might have to rename it. He's behind bars and reminiscing over old times. Chantel says, oh no, sorry, TJ says, tomorrow is never promised. 100%, 1,000,000%. It's never promised. It's never guaranteed. Chantal says so very true. Oh, sorry, Chantal, I've missed your comment there. Thank you, TJ. I've just seen that comment as well, saying you'll let me know. Thank you very much. Chantal says the best therapy is to always talk about things and to get whatever is bothering you and talk to anyone. That way it will help you in the long run. Yes, it will, definitely. Through therapy, like I'm not gonna lie, through therapy I've actually opened doorways that I never really knew were there. um like therapy is a good thing. Like at the start it does make you feel a bit weird, a little bit out of it, a little bit bad, a little bit rough after the first few sessions, but then as time goes on it really just starts to work, and you just start thinking about, because I've always been somewhat of a nervous person, and the experiences I've gone through in life have made it that way, like being bullied at school, um, and lots of these other events that have happened, to which one of them I started off with talking about in this live stream. So they form you as the person that you're going to be in this day and age. One of those things, isn't it? It's crazy, but just got to rewire your brain. These people that say you can never get over depression and anxiety, it's always going to be there, you never get over it. Well, I'm not being funny. If North Korea and all these communistic countries can brainwash someone in a matter of a week, then you can do it to yourself. And you can rewire your brain into living a normal life. There's always that hope. I've always said that. As soon as I got diagnosed with it, I've always said the same thing. I will always be able to get a hold of it. And even my therapist says I've come a long way. So I've always had that. Never given up on myself. Never given up on myself. I've always been like, no, let's go. One thing I do miss about myself back in the day was these the craze trains. If you don't know what the craze train is, it's basically like I was described to have crazes that would go to the next station, to the next station. So 1 minute it would be UFOs, aliens. Next minute it would be cowboys, Indians. Next minute it would be World War Two. The next minute it would it would just keep going on and going on. But that was a brilliant thing, People always used to diss it, but in actual fact, it was one of the greatest things, because I would always be able to keep myself occupied and keep my mind occupied on something that wasn't too stressful. And then talking to one of these old school bikers that's like 60 years old, he says that was a bad way of going through life. So I guess there is no bad or good way of going through life. It's just, well, maybe there is, but there is no manual, let's say, for life. There is no manual. Everyone's pathway is always different. Let's read some comments. Chantel says, "Well, if you think about it, mate, you're having a group therapy session at the moment, but in a different form." Yes, yeah. That's why I do these live streams. It's free therapy. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's just you guys have been through the journey. I'm good friends with Matt. I'm good friends with all these bikers and all the rest of it. But they were never there at the beginning. But you guys were. You guys were there at the beginning. You saw me. I'm gonna chain smoke if I do that again. You guys saw me grow. You guys saw me there. And doing these movies, and you saw my creations, and you kind of saw me pour my pain into my creations and my stories and stuff. And it'd be good to get back into that. It'd be good to get back into that. Real good. I just need to find the Goldilocks zone where I don't make the movies my sole life. but I use them to create, because sometimes I do feel like I have a yearning of creation, Um, but we'll see how it goes. I've got to get back into it. It's gonna happen. Um, just a case of when. I can't put a time on it. I really can't. When the time's right, maybe in the warmer weather. I mean, I know for a fact that Adam, God bless him, he has said, yes, I am so up for that. He's gonna come along. He's gonna start doing the movies again. And I just feel like this time they're going to be better because I've met so many different people as life's gone on, and I've really met some individuals that, yeah, maybe I can base some characters on, kind of. But yeah, no, I feel like my movies are going to be better. Did I see another comment, or am I just dreaming? No, I am just dreaming. I'm just so used to it. It's like go back and forth to these comments. But anyway, I really hope everyone had a good Christmas, and I hope that everyone has had lots of nice things from Santa, and all the rest of it. I don't know what we're on now. We're on 46 minutes. Maybe we could push it to an hour. Maybe we'll push it to an hour live stream. What I do with live streams is I end up putting them like in my headphones and stuff like that, and I just listen to people. Dibber in the Wind. I listen to a lot of his live streams. I never actually can hook on. I've actually hooked onto his live stream once, but all the rest of the times I've just sort of pre-watched them or pre-listened to them. Oi, 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 poloi. Right then. This place is a bit of a tip at the minute, so I'm going to try and cover that up as best as I can. And that is the weather that we've got at the minute. No more snow. No more snow. Tasha's car is still knackered. Good old Minnie. Hey, sorry about the mess there. You did catch a glimpse of it. I am planning to do a massive clean-up after this live stream. We're 2:15, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, well, I tell you what, yesterday was a day from hell as well. Fuck yeah, now. So what I noticed is when we went through this snowy week that we had, um, basically my bike started playing up, but it wasn't a big play up. So I'd be riding along, and then suddenly like the engine light would flick on. I'd lose like all the engine. The engine would disengage. The engine light would flash, flash, flash. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then basically I'd have to turn the bike off, take the key out, put the key back in, turn the key back on, start it up, it would start going again, it wouldn't do it again. Well, yesterday I was meant to be going out on a ride, it was nice weather, I was meant to be meeting a couple of brothers, but I literally couldn't make it like 100 meters out the bloody site because I was just like, he was doing that whole thing again, like breaking down, engine light, flash, flash, flash. So I ended up having to come all the way back, and I took all the bike apart with my neighbour. We cleaned everything, checked all the connections, everything's fine. What the fuck's going on with this thing? Maybe it's just having a funny 5 minutes, and it seemed to be running fine after a minute. And I was like, okay, cool, we're running. So I literally stopped the bike from running, so I left it running for about 45 minutes just to keep everything circulating round. And then I got my stuff on. About 15 minutes later, maybe 20 minutes later, I'll come back out, go get hop back on the bike, go back out. Same place, does it again. Couldn't get the bike started up. I was like, what the fuck? So I ended up coming back and um, being like, what the fuck could it be? I even like had the Haynes fucking manual open. So I was like trying to find out what the fuck it could be. Anyway, after reading some stories online and just basically Googling the symptoms of my bike, it came up with the ignition. So what I did is I sprayed some WD-40 down the ignition barrel, and it seemed to be working somewhat okay. It's still not perfect, but it's somewhat okay. But I'm glad I've identified the problem now. But the only thing I can put it down to is where the ice and everything had formed inside the ignition. It's just made everything a bit seized in there. So I'm kind of hoping that treating it with WD-40 for a few days will actually make it better. But we will see. We will see. I don't know. But Cherry Pie is an old bike though. That's the only thing. She is on an old bike, so she will run into these troubles. But yeah. Let's see if anyone's commented while I've been looking around. TJ says, oh wait, hang on. Sorry, I'll read Chantel's comment first. Um, if you like, you can send I can send you some of our heat over. Send you some of our heat over, mate, because we had 41 degrees here today, and we are expecting a lot more higher temperatures in the coming days. Bloody hell. Nah, it's all right. Give us a couple of months, we'll be melting our roads again. TJ says, if I don't see you before, you have an amazing new year, Josh. Defo bring back the films and throw a few of these vlogs, throwing a few of these vlogs in between. That would be cool. A niche, wait, cool. Oh my god, this is where my dyslexia comes in. I can't read that word. Ingestion? Oh my god, this is embarrassing. Always put WD in it. Oh, ignition. Oh, right. From what I was saying before. God. Yeah, I'm trying to blow ignitions out of my brain now because they've been an absolute pain in the ass. Oh, is it your spelling? Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that. I thought it was me. Oh my God. Um, water didn't get into the. Oh God. Water didn't get into the ignition points, did it? Um, Maybe. When I went out there, the whole bike was absolutely caked in snow. So essentially, could have. But treating it with WD seems to be working at this present moment in time. Present moment in time, but we'll see how that goes. I'll keep on treating it. Lol, soz, Josh. Haha. TJ, I love it. I thought it was me. I was like, no, this is me. I'm not reading this. um, But yeah, Chantel, yeah, essentially it could have. We had a lot of snow, as you saw in my last live streams and shit, a lot of snow. And it's been such crap weather out there, Usually, like, I don't smoke inside, but in this present moment in time, due to this crap weather, the wind, and the snow that we had, it was freezing. I just thought, you know what, temporarily, I'll smoke inside. And then when the weather starts warming up, I'll go outside. Because it's not very nice when you smoke inside, really. It just leaves an odour in the air, doesn't it? Say that as I'm sparking up another fag. Chantel says, do you have a bike cover for it, just in case the weather's like snow? I'll tell you what I've got, Chantel. I'll show you what I fucking got. It's great, this thing. If it's still on there. Yeah, it is. Check it. Oh, come on, go. I just put a plastic bag over the ignition, mate. Yeah, no, I ain't got no bike cover, but that'll do. It's something. Oh, mint. How did you? Oh, this is a new guy. The Thing says, how did you get to living in a mobile home? Well, it was a funny story actually because Tasha and myself. My headphones are screaming at me now. Sweet. Okay, sorry about that. It's actually a funny story because Tasha and myself we were actually looking for a house or a flat or something, but the rent prices around here were absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the cheapest place we found was like £900 a month. And then my mother said that she had found this trailer on this park, and it was a full-time living thing. It's proper cool, and it was only 600 a month. And I was like, "Yo, we got to get on this." So we came here and literally just sorted it and moved in like literally a week later. Boom, done. It was done, and I love this trailer. I really do. I was living on my mate's bedroom, not bedroom, living room floor for quite a significant amount of time. And, it was just nice actually to have your own home and everything like that. I mean, Tasha, this isn't the first time that Tasha's moved away from home. So she's just like, oh, it is what it is. But for me, it's like, yeah, it's like my first home. So, it means a lot. It means a lot. I love the views as well. I love the community here too. Back where I was living before in Home Village, the community just wasn't exactly like the greatest. Not gonna lie, not everyone was horrible, but like there's a lot of judgmental people there, as well as here. Like, it's fresh start, fresh people, and I always get along with them. Hmm. Give me a minute. Let's read some comments. I know there is some here. Who is Tasha? Tasha is my fiance. Sorry, I thought you might have been a. I thought you might have been a fan. Sorry about that. Beg your pardon. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I ended up living in a mobile home. Cheap, cheap living, and not many of those opportunities come up, especially around this area. Chantel says, "You need a proper cover for your bike, mate, instead of a plastic bag over the engine." No, that's not the engine. That's the clocks, mate. What are you chatting about? His partner, TJ says. Tasha is his fiance. Yes, yes. Not very like she's not very likely to go and run off with one of my best mates. Oh God, Santa just tried to flip and choke slam me then. Sorry about that. Bloody Tasha, bloody Santa. Um, yeah, best thing living in a mobile home. It's great. What we needed here though is a nice little log burner because all we've got is like a gas heater at the minute. But the gas heater does do that gas heater. That's our lifeline. And within 20 minutes of that gas heater being on, this whole place is like a sauna. Um, but it's like first thing in the morning, it gets a little bit cold. You're a little bit like, oh, it's a bit freezing in here. Especially in the time where there was a lot of snow. But to be quite honest, it could have been so much worse. I think everyone was waking up cold in that snow. So just having a gas heater on for like 20 minutes. Even use the oven to keep warm as well. Just don't put the oven on, and within 20 minutes, this place is like a sauna again. Um, so yeah, it's great. It's not a bad way of living. Just checking the comments again. I know I'm always looking around. I don't always see like the comments popping up. Mm. So yeah, I mean the first couple of days of us being in here, it was great because we literally had some like fat off storms, and they were mint. They were great. Some great storms. Right, my phone, I believe, is on really low battery, and I can't actually see what battery percent it is actually on. So I might have to love you and leave you people because I don't want this stream to end up not getting uploaded because my phone died. So I will just, yeah, no, that seems to be the end of the comments. So I will have to love you and leave you all, people. Thank you ever so much for tuning into this live stream and listening to me blabber away there. A bit of a deep story to start off with, and then we just started having our general discussions as we do. It's always lovely to speak to everyone. Again, really sorry that I can't message everyone and always video chat and so on and so forth on Facebook because of what's going on in the personal life, but I just feel like these live streams are a good way to connect to everyone who I know and all of these people who are subscribed, the veteran fans. So yeah, much love to you, TJ, and biggest love to you, Chantel. Hope your families are having a great one this Christmas. And I will just end this by saying R.I.P. Stu. You know, yeah, it's real sad about that, isn't it? Yeah, it's been on my mind. So yeah, rest in peace, Stu, and yeah, he'll be with Adrian as you said, TJ. Anyways, take it easy, people. If you have not already subscribed, then please do so by clicking the subscribe button and hit the notification bells for more content on the Josh Halliday channel. Take it easy, have a good one, and peace out. Much love.